As you can see right now, I'm
Yung for the day
cooking
lang.
while doing the book club because my priority is to
Got
eat.
it.
The joke lang. So,
True. Kasi birds of a feather, we should stick together and spend your time with people within your height. Within your height.
yun lang.
Uh,
Matakikin ako sa puso pag open ko, 12K yung 100 ko. Di mamamatay ako, hindi ko kaya.
akala ko sasabihin ni Elaine yung pagbabasa ko ng email ni Ate Eloy. Kasi ang dami. Just to give you context, we're currently starting a new book. Not new, it's not new, but it's new first. A book. So it's Eat That Frog. Wait, let me double check if you're already included in the Slack channel. I think hindi pa. I'll add you here. Okay, add kita dito. So, there you go. So, this channel already has the PDF or EPUB file of the book. So if you have the time, please do read Eat That Frog. So today, I will be presenting the introduction and chapter one of the book, and most probably hihingin ko rin yung output nyo. Hihingin ko rin yung mga point of view nyo. So I hope you guys are able to read or quick scan. Bahala na. Sana nabasa nyo. But let me share my screen so I can start na. Also, special shout out to Gamma. Gamma.ai for creating this. Kailan ba ako nag-create a slide? Parang 6 p.m. O tama, 1 hour ago, 6:30. I just created this an hour ago. So, di ba? Thank you po talaga. Shout out kay Gamma. Kapag po nag-present ako, like, anong view sa inyo? Can you see my screen? Is it clear? Okay naman.
Kita naman yan.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay. So, again, this may plug. Akala mo naman talaga sponsored ni Gamma. Pero I just like to encourage you guys on utilizing our AI tools. This one is from Gamma.app. It's an AI presentation maker. So I just plugged in what I need, tapos binigay na niya sa akin tong presentation ito. So next week and the weeks to come, who's ever gonna present, you can use our team account, our Gamma app, that app team account, para you can utilize then the tool and hindi kayo ma-stress in creating your presentation. So even the photos and the content, si Gamma.app na nag-create. You just have to definitely, syempre, check the slides, if it's okay na, edit na lang or add if you think kulang pa. So that's it. So let's start. Wait lang, how to click this. Okay, so there are three things or three highlights dun sa book. So number one, procrastination, prioritization, and productivity. Is sweet there. Sweet pabasa naman ng tatlo. Thank you.
Okay, ayan. So the key premise of the book is all about either the first one would be procrastination. So the book's central premise is that procrastination is the number one obstacle to success and personal fulfillment. I gotta agree. Oh my god. Okay. Second one is prioritization. By focusing on your most important tasks first, you can overcome procrastination and achieve more in less time. And the third one would be productivity. The Eat That Frog strategy is a powerful method for increasing productivity and making the most of your time.
Uh-huh. Alright. So basically, the whole goal of the book is to help you overcome procrastination and to eventually set you to a routine that is more productive, like setting goals and make sure that you are following through the goals that you set. So yun talaga siya. And I think it applies to everyone, especially to me, because I am a procrastinator. So I can say na I think I'll learn a lot from the book. It's actually the concept in the book is really not new to me. Parang around 2016 or 2017, I've already heard of the term eat that frog, but I've never really read the book. And then around 2019, 2020, it was that time na parang tinry namin i-implement yung principles ng book sa team namin before. So, I was able to dabble sa some point yung foundations in yung ideologies ng book before. But definitely reading the book right now and sharing it with you guys, having this sessions would really help, expand our knowledge and our understanding on how we prioritize or how we can be more productive. Ayun. So the power of prioritization. Elaine, can you read this please? Thank you.
Nagulat naman ako. Okay. The
Oh,
power
diba?
of prioritization. So focus on what matters. Prioritizing your task helps you focus on the most important and impactful activities rather than getting bogged down in less essential work. I agree. Ganun na lang ba? Hello?
Pero tuloy lang.
So increase efficiency. So by tackling your biggest and most challenging task first, you can maximize your productivity and achieve more in less time. And then lastly, reduce stress. Prioritizing your work can help alleviate stress and anxiety as you're able to make steady progress on your most important goals.
Alright. Thank you, Elaine. So, a question sa team. I would like to know, how do you guys set your priorities? Siguro, let's talk about work. How do you set your priorities or the things that you need to do for the day? I think let's start with Kuya Earl kasi maganda yung magiging input mo dito, Kuya Earl, habang nagluluto ka.
How do I set my priorities? As you can see right now, I'm
Yung for the day
cooking
lang.
while doing the book club because my priority is to eat. The joke lang. So, how do I set my priorities every day? I think before I sleep, it starts with before I sleep. Before I sleep, I already check what are my due dates for the next day. Like what are the tasks that I need to execute the next day. Then from those tasks, I'll pick the ones that are most important. Like for example, today, of course, there are a lot of huddles. There's this book club. Then I have to do my groceries so I can cook my lunch. But then there's also the payroll. So of all those things, for me, the most time critical is the payroll. So I did the payroll this morning. Then a few meetings as well. So the way I prioritize things is what's time critical. So those are the top of my list.
Urgent, important
Then,
tasks.
yeah, urgent, important tasks, the time critical ones. Then, what is high value task?
Mhm.
So, what will have the most impact? Then, the others. Basically,
Taray.
they're the others.
Okay lang kung dalawa,
So-
hindi naman I think ako din, same with Earl, para I live by dun sa four quadrants na yon. Yung four nga ba yon? Please correct me if I'm wrong. Yung
Yes.
urgent, important tasks, urgent but not important, um,
Important,
important
but not urgent.
tapos not urgent, not important.
So, why
So
will
that's
you
how
do
I
this then?
categorize my
Sorry.
tasks first. So I will not do the not urgent, not important tasks. Parang hindi tayo nag-impart ng knowledge. Parang nambabad influence tayo ko yun. Parang bad yun. But basically, ganun. I follow yung 4 quadrants na yon. Ano yung highly critical tasks that I have for the day that I really need to do right now or give my attention right now. And then once lahat ng urgent important tasks ko tapos na, I transfer to important not urgent tasks. And then eventually the list goes on until I finish yung not important not urgent tasks ko. So in a way it works for me and I think it works for Earl as well. Pero I guess what I do differently with Earl, si Earl kasi before he sleeps, i-review na niya yung mga tasks niya. Adik na adik lang sa work. For the
Hindi
adik
naman,
to sleep.
para lang hindi naman ako magulang pang
Masyak
pagising.
ka lang. Ako
Ayaw ko yung
naman.
nauuga ako pagising.
Ako naman, parang to start or to parang to set my priorities for the day, what I do is, ang inuna ko talaga ay read messages and notifications. Yun yung una ko. Kasi if I don't do that, parang feeling ko sabog na pumapasok lahat ng tasks ko. Parang I don't know what to do first. Kasi wala akong context on the things that happened while I was sleeping or while I was away from my laptop. So, the first thing talaga that I do on my day is to read messages, emails, Slacks, yung Slack notifications, yung mga nasa inbox ko sa ClickUp na laging 99. Natulog lang ako, 99 plus na siya agad, nakaka-stress. But yes, so ganun ako. And then from there, from the information that I get from the notifications, dun ako nagbe-base ng priorities ko for the day. Ayun. So, hingi pa tayo ng isang example. Siguro let's ask a project manager. Joel. Joel, how do you set your priorities? Yung mga daily tasks mo?
For me po, ang nag-work sa akin is talaga. Time
Prayer.
blocking so far and prayer. Though minamimiss pa din pero regardless yung urgency po kasi parang nakadepende sa akin dahil maraming clients.
Nakadepende kay Ate Eloy daw yung urgency. So
Sa
kapag
depende
tinawagan ni Eloy,
Yung
doon
pag-prioritize
lang,
ng
oo.
task ni Joel based sa
nakadepende sa tawag ni Eloy.
Tama naman, tama.
Pero actually, hindi nga ako nag-group based on urgency. Ginugroup ko lang siya according sa tasks na kailangan kong gawin per department or per client. That's how it works for me. Tapos, for as long as nakikita ko siya sa calendar, I can simply hop on it tapos work on it. Pero, ang kailangan ko po siguro matutunan yung hard stop. Kasi may times na kahit may output na, pagigil kang tapusin. Tapos, syempre mas urgent yung next mo na kasi iba na yung need mong gawin. Minsan, tutuloy-tuloy pa rin ako. Kinakain na yung kabilang time block. So, yun po siguro. Kailangan ba mas strict sa pag-follow ng time blocking. Pero so far, mukhang hindi naman po ako nag-miss kasi. More on collaboration kasi yung mga tina-time block ko ngayon. Yun lang po. Thank you po.
Okay, thank you, Joel.
Let me add
Sige.
something.
Ay, go, Tanya. Please do. Go, fly.
Ngayon alam ko na kung paano ko iaano si Joel sa task niya in the future. Ibaba ko pa rin
I-block mo sa calendar.
Tawagan mo
Oh,
siya,
at-
eh. Ang
oh,
gawin mo, tawagan mo siya. tapos
Yun pala ang
magkaroon ka
ano
sa
niya.
call.
Ang
Yeah.
ginagawa po
Dapat
kasi ni
tatawagan mo siya when all challenge.
Yung priority
Joel.
ni Joel, via level of panic.
ginagawa po kasi ni Eliza, binobook na niya lahat. Tapos pag nakabook na,
Gusto,
yun, wala na.
gusto ni
Wala na
Joel,
call.
yung nabobombard siya. Nabobombard siya, tapos high pressure yung environment. Ganon.
Yung sa akin, quick lang naman. Kasi yung task ko ngayon, more on, parang halos naka-schedule na. Kaya, similarly with you guys, although meron akong scheduled task at the start of the day din, kung meron akong urgent na kailangan ng ibang tao, yun. Kung merong parang nakadepende na din yung task ng tao, na alam na lang of urgent. Tapos, ayun, minsan ginagawa ko rin yung tulad kay Earl, yung before, yes. Isipin ko lang kung ano yung the following day.
Grabe talaga, mga addictus, benedictus. Guys, work-life balance, please.
Somehow nakakatulong.
Jana, I think
Tapos,
same lang siya dun sa ginagawa mo na every morning. Nag-check ka
Every
ng
morning ako.
notification. Sa akin,
Okay.
before ako matulog, nag-clear ako
Before?
ng inbox tsaka ng email. Kasi ayoko
Okay.
yung pagising ko, 1 million sila. Nakakaano siya. Hindi siya comfortable for me. Hindi ko alam, ganun lang talaga nakasanayan ko. Kasi even nung project manager pa ako sa government, wala talaga akong 100 emails. So, sanay talaga ako na nagdi-zero ko.
Zero inbox
So,
talaga at the end of
parang
the day.
nilipat ko lang din siya sa kung paano tayo nag-work right now.
Yeah.
Hindi ko kaya yung kay Joel, naalala niyo nag-share screen si Joel, 12K, yung Android. Hindi ko kaya yun, di. Baka imatayin ako. Hindi ko kaya.
Baka ma-stroke ka.
Matakihin ako sa puso pag open ko, 12K yung Android ko. Hindi mamamatay ako, hindi ko kaya.
Okay, so at least ngayon, di ba, somehow we have an idea on how people prioritizes their day. Pero we'll talk more about that during this session naman throughout the rest of the book. Proceed muna tayo sa next slide. The importance of time management. Since sabi ni Joel na nagta-time block siya, Joel, pabasa naman itong tatlo.
Oy, pero wait lang baka isipin ng iba na nagbabasa ng inbox si Joel. Namimili lang po siya ng babasahin.
Obvious po. Nagbabasa naman po siya.
Nagbabasa naman po siya ng inbox, pero medyo namimili lang siya. Ganun.
Ano po,
Saka nag-improve naman si Joel kahit pa paano, mas mabilis na siya mag-reply niyo.
May bayad yan sa Gcash.
Ay, ano po. Ay, actually, mas mabilis na ako magbasa mula nang tinatrack ko na yung pag-check ng notification. Dati kasi libre yan eh.
Alam mo, sige, mag-comment pa ako dyan. Sige, mamaya, sasabihin natin yan. Go, Joel.
Time is limited. We all have the same 24 hours in a day, so effective time management is crucial for achieving our goals. Prioritize activities. Organizing your time and tasks helps you focus on the most important and impactful activities. Maximize productivity. Good time management allows you to get more done in less time, boosting your overall productivity.
Okay, thank you, Joel. So, ito yung time management actually is a very used term na siya, even sa corporate or sa freelancing. Actually, in general, when you're working, di ba, it's super gas na, super used concept na siya of parang when you have time management down, parang that's equals to productivity. But in reality, time management is different for everyone. Diba? We manage our time differently. And walang, at some point, walang one size fits all na method for managing our time. Because we have the way we prioritize tasks, kahit hindi work, even if it's not work related, but the way we prioritize tasks, it's based on the value of the tasks then. So, dun kayo papasok yung sinasabi ni Joel. Let's say, for example, reading messages, notifications, and whatnot. Yung value na meron sa akin nun is high because number one, I see it as the start of my day. Parang yung value niya sa akin high kasi doon yung starting point ko for a productive day. And at the same time, I see value in reading messages and notifications because I know that it's part of my job. So, paalala lang po sa lahat na nandito, parte po ng trabaho niyo. It's part of your job, guys, to read your messages and to read your notifications. So, number one, please don't hesitate to check your time. Kasi that's productive time being used while you're working. So, yun. That's number one, Joel. So, baka before, that's why you're not motivated to read your messages or to read your notifications. Once you're not tracking your time kasi. So, yung value ng task sa'yo ay maliit lang, di ba? Pero yun nga, when you put in parang more value to a task, mas nagiging, kumbaga, mas nagiging productive ka dun sa particular task na yun because you know yung impact na meron siya sa day mo or sa goals na you've set for yourself. So, ganun din sa time management. When you manage your time, you think about yung value add ng mga pinaprioritize mong tasks sa araw mo. So let's say for example, Earl right now, cooking while in a book club. So may value yung book club for him because he'd like to join and discuss about the book. Number two, may value sa kanya yung pagluluto ng lunch. Kasi kailangan niya kumain. He needs to eat. So, dahil may deep sense of value, yung dalawang tasks na yon, nakagawa siya ng way on how to accomplish both at the same time. So, ganun siya. One key thing in managing your time is understanding the value of the tasks that you need to manage within your 24 hours. Diba? Ew, let's go.
Gusto ko rin marinig yung input ng iba guys so mag-share din kayo. Pero for me, ito yung matagal ko na ito tinuturo nung nagko-coaching pa ako ng mga underlings na you cannot manage yung underlings sa sindikato. Sabi ko na you cannot manage your time. You can only manage yourself and your priorities. Kasi yung time naman mag-move siya irrespective of how you react, no? So, ang lagi ko sa kanila sinasabi is, the way you handle your time also reflects you as a person. So, what's important to you? Like, for example, if I schedule a meeting on a Sunday and mag-yes ka, I'll assume na hindi mo family time yung Sunday, na hindi ka nag-church ng Sunday. And I also expect you to beg off kung may matatapakan siya na ibang priority mo. So, yung ganun. And as a manager, I see it na kapag may mga things ka na hindi ginagawa na required dun sa work, I'll also think na you don't put value on those things. Diba? Kasi if you really value your work or if you really value yung work ethics mo or yung task na binigay sa'yo, you will make time. Diba? Kasi you make time for things that are important. Ganon din sa love life. So, mag-make time.
Pasok ng love life. Okay. Yes. Pero thank you, Kuya Earl. Actually, that's very insightful, diba? It really boils down on your value. On the value you put in sa tasks mo, sa priorities mo, to be able to manage your time. Kasi yun nga, diba? Parang you'll find ways to do a certain task, regardless of how tight your schedule is, if you put really high value in it. So check naman natin yung sa team about their understanding and their perspective of time management. Check natin kay Joanne. Go, Joanne. What's your perspective or idea of time management?
Time management is basically like dividing yourself to what has to be done. Marami pwede siya sa work, pwede siya sa buhay mo, pwede siya sa for example sa student, depende kung ano yung estado mo, kung ano ka at this moment. So yun lang. Time management, ito yung parang kung paano mo dinidivide yung sarili mo in a day. Pwede mo i-divide siya sa mga tao, pwede mo i-divide sa kung saan mo inilalaan yung oras. Yun. Yun yung para sa yung perspective ko sa time management.
Alright. Kasama na langgal, no? For the divide.
Divide. Yung hatiin mo yung katawan mo, ito naman para kay ganito, ito para sa ganito. It's either towards a person or towards to some kind of activity. So, or for yourself. So yun lang ang aking perspective about time management on how you divide yourself or your day or your personal whatever.
Thank you, Joan. I like that. Thank you, Joan. Eliza Marie, since you're here, as a business owner,
grabe naman, pang Miss Universe agad, tanong.
As a business owner,
Thank you for joining.
Like,
The importance of time management. So from the perspective of an assistant, a virtual assistant, a virtual champion, time management is very important in the sense na pinagkakatiwalaan tayo ng clients natin to manage them, to manage their work or their projects or their business. So kung yung time natin is hindi natin efficiently na ma-manage, how do you expect to manage somebody else's time or workload or business? So kailangan very organized tayo kasi yung iba dito, mga executive assistant, di ba? So, kailangan, in order to organize the time of an executive, dapat ikaw mismo sa sarili mo, organized ka. And, lahat naman yata tayo, unless may makapagsasabi na iba, lahat tayo ay may 24 hours lang in a day. Diba? So, in order to be productive and to achieve results on a daily basis, we have to manage our time wisely. So, ano yung 888 rule? Earl, ano nga yun?
eat, sleep,
Natawag pa nga.
eat, sleep,
So, yung 8
Tatawag pa
is
nga recitation.
sleep,
sleep.
8 for sleep, 8 for work, 8 for personal. So, yung personal, kasama na dun yung family,
Akala ko 8 for
personal
eat.
time, tsaka yung, kunyari, kung nag-workout ka, naliligo ka, kumakain ka, nagsosocialize ka, yun na yun.
Uy,
888.
binats ko pa yung bakit 888. Binats ko
Meron
pa.
tayong spend your time with people within your
Within your height.
within your height. Spend your 1/3 of your time, spend it with your equals.
Okay.
Another third of your time is spend it with people na above you.
Okay.
And then 1/3 of your time is spend it with people below you. So that's how you achieve balance and harmony in your life. Hindi pwedeng you only
Doon
spend
ka
your time with
magiging
people
isang
below you.
avatar.
Kasi ito yung mga
Parang
Sorry.
kulang kasi Earth, Wind, and Fire pa lang
So
yun.
here's the thing.
Walang water.
If you're spending your time only with people below you, medyo
You think highly of yourself.
Messiah complex. Messiah complex na you feel so highly of yourself na ikaw yung pinaka nasa taas. Now, if you spend all of your time with people above you, mas ma-feed yung insecurity mo sa sarili mo. You feel so low kasi ikaw yung nasa baba, nasa laylayan. And if you spend all of your time with equals, then nagkakaroon ng lack for desire for growth. Kasi you don't feel inspired. Parang status quo lang siya. So be very mindful on how you spend your time with people as well. Not just the things that you do, but the people you surround yourself with. So make sure that that's balanced. Kasi kung you're only spending your time with the people that you like, then you're not going to be challenged with the things that you need to do. Okay, so I think that's another way of thinking about it. It's not just the things that you do, but the people you spend your life. You spend your time with.
Bakit kinasal mo? Pero bakit married na sila? Ang bilis. Okay, thank you ate sa words of wisdom. Meron pang next slide, huwag ka mag-alala. Alright, so tackling your biggest tasks first. So if you've had a chance to read the introduction, sabi dun sa introduction, every day, parang theoretically, every day you have to eat 2 frogs. Number 1 is the ugliest frog. And number 2 is yung frog na hindi mo, parang kailangan mo na kainin agad kasi ayaw mo na siyang tingnan. Parang kailangan mabilis lang. Parang same lang ng concept na ugliest frog. Pero dalawang frog daw yun. So, ako naman magko-cover nito. Identify your frog. The most important, difficult, or unpleasant task you need to complete? Kasi pinag-sama ko. Complete each day. And then start early. Tackle your frog first thing in the morning when you're fresh and focused. Number 3 is finishing strong. Completing your biggest task first will give you a sense of accomplishment and momentum. So, as I've mentioned earlier, I've already encountered this concept nasa corporate pa ako, way back 2016, na when, parang sabi ng mga managers namin na we have to tackle our frog, our ugliest frog first. So ano ba yon for you? Is it reporting? Is it reading messages? Parang ganon. Like, kasi iba-iba tayo ng perspective or ng value nga na pinuput natin into our tasks, our daily tasks, or even our goals, di ba? We have different values on the goals we set in our life. And depending on how big yung task na yun, or parang how daunting it feels, di ba? Yun yung least na task or priority natin. Because we don't wanna do yung most stressful or most scary or most nakakapagod na task. Pero sinasabi dito na you do the opposite. Na parang focus on the big things first. While you're fresh and focused, yung parang kaka-start mo pa lang sa day mo, kaka-start mo pa lang sa working day mo. Kasi once na ginawa mo yung frog mo or yung mga biggest tasks mo by the end of the day or in the middle of the day, parang nabawasan ka na ng motivation, nabawasan ka ng energy, parang doon na papasok yung panic monster na parang, ay hindi panic monster, doon papasok yung maliit na version mo na magsabi, ay, kaya mo naman yan gawin bukas eh. Pagpabukas mo na yan kasi meron ka naman na na-achieve today. Pero yun nga, your frog is your most important and most difficult task. So dapat you give utmost urgency sa kanya. But when we don't do it immediately, when we don't immediately act on it, nagkakaroon tayo ng excuse na nagawa ko naman yung si client A, or nagawa ko naman yung organizing ng email niya. So baka naman pwede nang ipagpabukas ko na lang to. And then eventually, it becomes a habit of you putting off work. And then nagkakaroon ka na ng delay sa deliverables. Let's identify our frog right now. It can be, again, magkakaiba tayo ng perspective ng frog natin or ng biggest tasks na meron tayo. So it can be reporting, it can be something that's not related to work, or anything else under the sun. Pero what is your frog daily when you tackle on the things that you have to do every day? Ano yung frog mo? Okay? Mag-start tayo kay siguro si Elaine. Elaine, ano ang frog mo? Ang daily frog mo? Parang daily bread, pero na yung frog.
Hello po. Ayun. Frog? Frog ko? Ano ba?
Like, yung feeling mo,
Kailangan mo mahirap kay Elaine eh. Lalo madali.
Akala ko pa naman sasabihin ni Elaine, akala ko sasabihin ni Elaine, yung pagbabasa ko ng email ni Ate Eloy. Kasi ang dami. Ang dami kasi. Parang lahat important. Ano ba yan?
Lahat frog.
Lahat frog sa email ni Eloy.
Ay, siguro sa akin, dahil newbie pa lang ako dito. Siguro yung pinaka-frog ko lang siguro yung mga task na, or yung nga, kunyari, for example, yung sa emails, yung hindi pa ako familiar kung ano yung action, gano'n. So, yun pa lang yung pinaka nakikita kong minsan na-stuck ako. Ayun. Pero hopefully, siguro after some time, pag familiar na ako sa lahat, mabilis na lang.
Thank you, Be. Si Daryl naman. Daryl, ano ang frog mo?
Frog ko po ngayon, maghabol ng over 2 tasks. Hindi, yung mga malalaking big tasks na alam kong kakain ng oras like video editing, ganun. Or podcast
Especially
editing.
na may mong clients na kailangan pagsabayin in a day.
Yeah.
Parang pag nakain
pagka hindi ako nakapag-start ng morning, wala na. Kakainin niya yung evening ko.
True. Ang hirap na. Yun din yung parang nagiging domino effect niya. In relation to management or time blocking. Since kapag hindi mo na-follow yung time blocks mo, or pag hindi mo na-manage yung time mo for the day, parang na-move yung priorities mo na ang nangyari, in the end, nag-suffer ka kasi dahil nag-adjust yung schedule ng lahat. Instead na may leisure time ka pa after, let's say after your shift, after 8 hours, whatever, nasi-set aside siya kasi nga parang namumove yung lahat. Oo, tama yan.
Oo, nawawalan ka ng tulog. Yung tulog talaga yung nawawala.
Ano yung frog mo? Andito ka ba, Ate Eloy? Ayan. Ano yung frog mo everyday? Aside from Joel.
Ang pinaka siguro talagang mahirap for me, pag mag-iisip ako ng proposal sa clients, lalo na pag complex yung project. Yan. Saka pagsagot ng mga escalation. Pag may client na nagre-reklamo, tapos kailangan ko silang amuan. So that's one. Or pag may nagre-reklamo sa project, tapos kailangan ko siyang i-defend or I have to get things back on track. Mga delayed na deliverables. Yan. So, ini-schedule ko siya sa morning. Kasi sa gabi, may mga client calls ako. Ayan. So, yun yung mga mahihirap.
So, follow-up question sa'yo, Ate. Since na-identify mo yung frog mo, how do you manage to accomplish or eat your frog for the day? Like, ano yung
time block?
Siguro
kung meron mang pinaka-busy na kaya dahil sa akin yun. At kung sino man din yung sobrang taas ng workload, I work as hard as Daryl siguro. Daming clients.
Lima din yung clients. Actually, 52.
Alas 2 hanggang, ngayon recently, hanggang alas 2 ng madaling araw ako nagtatrabaho para may pang Noche Buena tayong lahat.
Para may pambili ng ham.
So, the way na it works for me, it's talagang I stick to my time block as much as possible or else hindi ko siya magagawa. Kaya din, ang request ko din sa inyo, please, whenever you schedule a time with me, please stick with it kasi marami pong masasagasaan na time blocks kung hindi siya matutuloy. Kaya, yun po. And then, apologies din po minsan, hindi ako ganun ka-available like with one-on-ones. Medyo minsan I had to reschedule or cancel. Kasi minsan tuyo na po yung utak ko minsan. I want to be present as much as possible when I'm doing calls with you. Kaya, konting understanding. Thank you po.
Thank you, Ate. Okay, sige. Next na tayo. Alright, so dahil nabanggit na natin yung mga frogs natin and sa mga hindi pa nakakapag-test, isipin nyo na rin yung mga frogs nyo. So sabi dito, there are at least 3 ways or 3 strategies for overcoming procrastination. Andiyan na ba si Ying? Ying, are you there? Ying, huwag ka na magtampo sa amin. Okay, mukhang wala pa si Ying. But I see na Ish is here. Thank you, Ish, for coming. Siguro, pagbasa na lang mula kay Daryl. Daryl, pagbasa mula sa'yo.
Hello, rinig niyo ako?
Yes po.
Okay. Strategies for overcoming procrastination. Number 1, break it down. Divide large, intimidating tasks into smaller, more manageable steps to make them less daunting. Number 2, eliminate distractions. Remove or limit access to the things that can derail your focus, such as social media or email. And number 3, reward yourself, celebrate small wins, and give yourself a treat after completing a difficult task.
Mm-hmm. Ayan. Thank you, Da. Actually, I'd like to open the floor to everyone. Kasi I would like to know how you guys overcome your procrastination. And binabasa ko yung book. Actually, may steps siya, ate. Meron siya 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 steps on achieving your goals and setting and achieving your goals. Tapos, reading this, isa yung isa yung bagay na naalala ko or example na naalala ko during reading the book and reading this slide na I remember merong SOP project. Ano to, parang this year lang din ate. And alam ko nabanggit ko na rin sa isa sa mga book club natin na merong SOP project na parang nakasama ako. Tapos, for me, frog ko siya. Kasi parang undaunting ng task. Kasi parang, ito yung nag-start tayo na ipa-plug sa ChatGPT, SOP, kasi ipapa-refine, blah, 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 tapos ipapasok. Ganun yung process. And doon time na yun, frog ko siya. Pero ang ginawa ko, to be able to overcome yung procrastination or to be able to do the work is to actually reward myself small breaks. Yun yung mga small wins ko. So, kunyari, gagawa ako ng isang SOP. So, gagawin ko siya, di ba? I'll find it hard and grueling. Kasi ko siya, sa hirap. Pero after ko magawa yung isang SOP na yun, mag-i-videoke ako ng isang kanta. At yung favorite ko nung time na yun, On the Wings of Love, ni Regine Velasquez. So, kakanta muna ako ng On the Wings of Love. Every time na matatapos yung SOP. Kasi I find it rewarding nung time na yun. Na parang, ang lagi ko naisip ng time na yun, kapag natapos ko itong SOP na to, makakakanta na ako ulit. Tapos after ko kumanta, gagawin ko yung next SOP. Tapos sabi ko, habang ginagawa ko yung SOP, tapos nasa-stress ako, sabihin ko, ang isipin ko is, ano kaya yung next song na kakantahin ko? So somehow, nung time na yun, it worked for me. Na hindi ko alam kung niloloko ko lang yung sarili ko. Pero actually, I overcame yung frog ko nung day na yun. Because I gave myself the opportunity na parang to accept na, oy, this is a very hard task. Pero kailangan ko i-reward yung sarili ko. Parang ganun. At Eloy, may sinasabi ka? Ano yan?
Hindi, gusto ko lang i-share ni Sweet yung Saturday. How to overcome procrastination.
Go Sweet!
Yung sa akin ngayon, hinahype ko muna yung sarili ko. Weird siyang gawin.
Diba?
Pero,
parang ang weird na things na ginagawa mo.
Kasi dati, ano lang, ang hilig ko manood ng K-drama habang nagtatrabaho. So, may point pa na,
Tapos,
nagstay ako kay
sinigawan ka.
Eloy na 1 buwan. So, ganito talaga yung nangyari. Eto na. May deadline ako ng 7:00. Siyempre ako, priority ko yung K-drama, nakakaabala kasi yung trabaho ko sa K-drama eh. Ganyang moment. So, ang ginawa ko, habang nasa garahe ako nila, Eloy, di ba may 42-inch doon na TV? Minute ko. Kasi syempre, naririnig ko na siya as nanonood ng K-drama. Kaya kong marinig yung audio kahit na subtitle lang. Parang ganong vibe. Nahuli ako na Eloy. So, hoy, patay mo yan. May deadline ka ng 7:00, ganyan. So, after ko na-experience, ang ginawa ko, yung para ma-overcome ko yung procrastination ko is either yung buong weekend ko, ilalaan ko siya lahat sa downtime. Para yung focus ko buong naka-week long. So let's say na yung sinasabi nila na yung downtime mo nakasked, sa akin medyo nag-work yun. Na weekend ko lahat siya gagawin or minsan halimbawa, wala ako sa mood ngayon, parang gusto ko umiyak. Before mag-start yung shift ko, manonood ako ng sad films para lang maiyak ko siya before ako mag-start yung shift ko. So, para okay, buo na yung ko. So, ini-schedule ko siya. Plus, yung isa pa nga, yun, i-hype ko yung sarili ko. Pagkagising ko, i-hype ko yung sarili ko, magkapatugtog ako or something, or magmumukha akong nagpa-party dito sa bahay na mag-isa. Parang ganon. Para pagkatapos nun, wala na akong kulit. Wala na akong yung paiba-iba dun sa, para hindi ma-shift yung focus ko right after. Kasi yung mahirap sa akin, pag medyo nabobore na ako, doon ako lalabas, magluto ako bigla, tapos mawawala na yung attention ko sa ginagawa kasi nag-enjoy na ako magluto. Ang bilis ma-miss ang ikli ng attention span ko for things. Parang ganon. Kaya yung madalas ginagawa ko, i-schedule ko yung lahat ng downtime at saka pag-hype ko para after nun, nandun na lang yung focus ko dun sa work. So yun. Yun yung sa akin.
Strict ka sa weekend. No work sa weekend.
Alam naman ni Ate Ellen, para may mga times, presenta pa ako magluto. Sasabi niya sa akin, kaya ka lang naman nagluto, tumatakas ka sa task mo eh. Sabi ko, okay, eto na. Hindi na nga. Mga ganon. So, para pag na-cover na ako, kailangan ko ng outlet. Kaya ngayon parang, inaano ko siya. So yun.
Parang gusto ko lang naman magluto. Maganda naman ganon. Thank you, Sweet. Si Joel naman. Joel, how do you overcome procrastination?
Nagpo-procrastinate pa rin naman ako pero hindi na ganun kalala.
Sabi na yung sasabihin ni Joel na hindi pa niya na-overcome. So bakit
Hindi
siya
pa nga.
Oo. Hindi kasi, ito na nga, this book will help Joel
Hindi,
overcome
dati
procrastination.
talaga Kuya Earl. Hindi po nandyan na, may waiting na lang activities. Hindi talaga ako nakakilos. Pero ngayon kasi, siguro dahil sa time block, nakatulong. Tsaka, wala rin kasi ako masyado sa implement, automate, tas kay Camille, babalik ako. So, parang, napofocus ko na ako. Tsaka, namumukpo kasi si Elise, kaya maaga pa lang nagagawa na eh. Lahat ng deliverables ko, delivered.
Nag-work sa'yo yung panic monster. Yung parang...
Hindi naman, Ate Jana, nag-work lang sa akin yung Monday pa lang, binubook na
May
natin lahat
nakabook
sa
po.
time schedule. Oo. Yung nakabook na lahat ng Monday. Tapos, ang ganun lang. Tsaka hindi masyadong, tik yung mga ginagawa ko. Kaya parang may output lagi. Tapos, nakatulong sa akin yung nagre-report. Kasi nagsisend ako ng report kay Eliza pagtapos na yung mga ginagawa. Send ako ng report. Nung nasa Singapore kayo, nagsend ako report kapag walang nakatambay. Parang, pag nag-send ako, parang alam ko na may natapos ako. Parang ganun. Nakatulong sa akin. Kasi dati hindi ako daily stand-up, hindi nag-work sa akin yung daily stand-up kasi sa simula nung araw Parang mas okay sa akin yung right after.
Daily pokpok pala yun. Daily pokpok yung mag-work kay Joel.
Hindi, pero okay naman Eli. Proud naman ako. Uy, ano naman yun.
Baka daily stand-down ang kailangan ni Joel. Hindi stand-up. Parang gano'n. Recap ng araw ko.
Nahihirapan kasi ako minsan mag-manage kapag yung sobrang dami talagang ginagawa. Tapos, biglang may automation error. Parang kahit gusto kong mag-pause saglit, tapos tingnan yung hanggat may ginagawa ako. Andun lang. Tapos pag nag-goldfish na ako, GG na ako pagbalik. So parang natapos ko muna yung kailangan kong gawin. Hanggang sa tama ka doon, Ate Jan, kapag feeling ko may natapos na ako, hihinga na ako.
Parang excuse na siya, no? Bigla ka na magkaka-excuse. Nagawa ko naman na to. Pero actually, ikaw yung nag-aalanganin.
Naiwasan ko yan, Ate Jana, kasi kapag marami talagang ginagawa, no excuses. Kailangan mo talagang gawin hanggat may vacant. Kasi pag hindi mo na siya ginawa, matatambak na siya sa ibang araw. Yun lang yung naging.
Alright. Thank you, Be. O tanongin naman natin si Ish. Since nandito si Ish. I-share mo naman sa amin. How do you overcome procrastination? Let's do this.
Nako. Well, ako, ano ba? Kasi meron akong, di ba may isa akong work kay Gio, tapos may Cindy, tapos meron din sa marketing. So, I always make sure na nagsastart ako by breaking big task into smaller tasks kasi parang mas more manageable siya sa akin tsaka less overwhelming. Kasi, mabilis ako ma-stress. So, ayaw ko nun. Tsaka, for example, kapag nasa labas kami ng family ko, may iniisip ako. Tapos, kapag may ginagawa ako dun sa labas, like, may mga pinaprocess ako, may iniisip ako na, kailangan ko tong gawin kasi nga nag-procrastinate ako. So, parang, mabilis ako ma-stress. So, iniiwasan ko talaga siya. Ayaw ko nang ma-stress. Tsaka, as a mother, tapos may anak ako na 2 years old na sobrang kulit, tapos may routine. So, kahit antok na ako at gusto kong sumabay na mag-nap sa kanya, So, instead na mag-nap ako, I always make time to do my task. Like, tinatapos ko talaga siya. And then, iniisip ko na lang na para later, hindi na ako ma-stress, tsaka makapag-break time ako. Sabi mo nga kanina, Jana, it's really important to have a break. So, yung break ko, like, makinig ng podcast or yung favorite ko, mag-coffee break. So, importante din sa akin na kini-clear away ko yung mga distractions like cellphone, like K-drama, pareho kay sweet. So, iniiwasan ko siya. Mahirap pero kailangan kasi very important yung time. So, kapag may times na nagsastruggle ako to start dun sa task, I always remind myself why this task matter. Bakit, why it's important. Yun lang.
Parang going back. lang. Pero going back dun sa, yun nga, reminding yourself dun sa value ng task mo na yun. Na parang yun nga. Kasi diba, if you put value on something, Ay, ano, by hook or by crook
Parang,
gagawin mo yun. Parang ganun.
parang
Yes.
goal-oriented din si Ish.
Ah,
Parang goal-oriented siya. Kung yun yung tinitingnan niya. Kasi kung risk-averse ka, isipin mo, anong mangyayari kung hindi ko to gagawin? Yun naman ang isipin. So, I think ang mga risk-averse dito ay si Sweet, si Joel. Yan. So, isipin niyo, anong mangyayari kung hindi ko gawin yung vlog ni Deepa? Ano?
Okay, I beg to disagree. Medyo nag-disassociate na po ako sa magiging risk-averse. Okay po. Medyo baka...
Medyo nag-adjust ka na.
May character development na si Sweet this year. So, in-overcome na niya yung persona na risk-averse self niya. Okay? Goal-oriented na siyang tao ngayon. Nagpapalit na
Hindi,
siya
sabi naman kasi, ang profile daw ng tao, lalo na depende sa group mo, nag-a-adjust talaga sa overtime. So, hindi na, porket sabihin na, okay, ito yung profile ko, ganito daw ako. Hindi yun forever. So, it really works with, so it goes back to, sino ba yung circle mo, immediate circle mo? And how are they impacting or affecting or improving your tendencies? Diba?
So, do you surround yourself? Diba? True. Kasi birds of a feather, we should stick together and taray for the song. Anyway, may last slide pa. Tara na, puntahan natin yung last slide. Discussion and QA ito naman. O, sige. But yun, guys, gusto ko lang malaman ko ano yung like takeaways you right now with the chapter. Ano yung mga nag-struck? What struck you? Ganon. So, basically, going back, just to give you an idea, no? Sinabi dito sa dulo ng chapter, sa Eat That Frog, may activity siya. So, you take a paper and write down, make a list of 10 goals. So, assignment natin to, make a list of 10 goals. Things that you want to accomplish in the next year. I think parang vision board natin to. Oo, parang vision board natin to. So, ang sabi dito sa Eat the Frog, write mo daw yung goals mo. May it be career-related, studies, love life, personal, I don't know. Kung ano man yung goals mo, isulat mo. Malaki, maliit, sa paningin mo, isulat mo. Tapos sabi niya dito, use the present tense, positive voice, and first person singular so that they are immediately accepted by your subconscious mind. For example, you could write, I think I earn X number of dollars per year by this date. Gusto ko lang pong magpatotoo kasi nag-vision board tayo noong January ate, di ba? And hindi ko po to vision board, pero I think Sweet to. Sweet, please correct me if I'm wrong. Pero if I remember, ang nasa vision board mo is for you to earn 6 digits a month. Tama ba? Diba?
Isa sa starting vision board.
Yes. And kumbaga, it's a vision board. So, less words, more pictures. Pero the phrase or the idea is positive. And it's in the future. Diba? Paki-share yung secret.
Alam niyo na pala kung
secret sauce.
Alam niyo na kung sino ang utangan niyo.
So, alam niyo na kung sino ang hihingan natin ng regalo sa Pasko. Pero yun nga, diba? Parang yung patingin, i-share mo sa amin, huwag may kahiya. Alam mo dapat, by the end of year, tayo, vision board review. Saan? Show me naman.
Vision board
Ayan na.
review.
Ayan na.
So, kagaya nung pinagawa sa akin ni Eloy dati, ang ginawa ko siyang wallpaper.
Nakabra habang kumikita ng pera.
Pero, I mean, yung unang-una, ako kasi binago ko to eh. Kasi nakuha ko na siya yung gusto ko dito.
Grabe na. Ang bilis nagpalit ng vision board. Walang isang taon, okay na.
Actually, medyo itong nasa pinakang taas na part, nakamit ko na siya within, 3/4 nung year na to. Parang,
naman, sa inner peace. So, ganyan ka na rin maupo, be. Ganyan na rin yung upo.
Ganun na ako.
Budesa.
So, medyo ito na lang yung nasa ilalim na lang yung kulay.
Mag-backflip. Yun yung nakita ko. Mag-backflip sa Cambodia. So, mahirap yan, be. Pero,
gusto ni Sweet maging Chinese.
Magkaroon na US passport. Be, Philippine passport muna.
Oo nga, yun pa. Dapat pala tinaas ko yung password dito. Mali pala ng
Oo.
prioritization.
Oo.
Okay,
Pero
sorry. Next
di
time.
ba, parang this is one classic example of the homework na meron si chapter 1. Kasi sabi nila, when you identify your goals or when your goals are clear, naiintindihan mo how you'll move forward and at the same time, how you'll plan to achieve your goal. So, kailangan talaga, it's clearly stated. Sabi nga, it's clearly stated on paper. Para alam mo na, ito talaga yung mga gusto ko mangyari sa buhay ko. Kunyari, gusto ko na mag-asawa next year. Ganon. Gusto ko may 3 anak na ako next year. Ganon. Clear talaga. Kasi parang subconsciously, you're parang I'm super happy and proud of you, Sweetie May, sabi ko else. And subconsciously, you are letting yourself dream and believe na it's going to happen to you. Parang gano'n. So yun, any takeaways po? Let's start with Kuya Earl. Kuya Earl, takeaways for chapter 1.
Sorry, nagsauli ako ng dessert. I-takeaway. Siguro medyo ginagawa ko na kasi yung suggestions ng Eat That Frog. Although ngayon wala kasi ako naiisip talaga na pinaka-frog ko sa work. So, ang pinaka-frog ko lang is after ng shift ko sa Waitrose, parang wala nang energy mag-login.
Oo, kasi pagod
Pero
parang
tinatry
pagod na yung
ko na
katawan
after
lupa.
ko mag-gym, minsan kasi nakaka-renew din mag-gym para mag-shower. So, minsan nakakapag-login pa ako after. Pero late na. Ayun lang. Wala akong yung masyadong relatable points dun sa first chapter. Baka dun sa mga susunod na chapter. Most of the things ay ginagawa ko na. Like planning ahead, breaking down tasks, prioritizing yung important and urgent tasks, yun. Thank you.
Sige. Thank you. Tanya, ikaw, like, what are the things or the concepts of this chapter that struck you the most? Shock! Parang naman talaga hinampas talaga tayo ng katotohanan.
Siguro identification lang din, no? Kasi di ba dito yung frog is parang pinakaayaw mong task. Ganun siya, di ba? Parang ganun yung portrayal sa kanya. Pero sa akin, hindi, kumbaga, sa akin, on my personal experience, hindi laging ganun yung situation ko. It's not always the hardest or more isa-start ko na task. Minsan, I prefer na yung mga maliliit muna or yung alam ko na para maset lang ako sa mood. So, ganun siya sa akin. Tapos, siya ako na. Pero, definitely yung urgency ng task, yun pa rin yung nasa top priorities ko, regardless of kung ano man yung mauna kong task at the start of my day. Yun lang.
So parang nag-tune up ka muna. Nag-tune up muna pag nasa momentum na tsaka tuloy-tuloy na.
At saka minsan yung sa procrastination din, since ayun, medyo nag-procrastinate din ako minsan. Ang nag-effect sa akin is kapag binabatch ko yung work ko or yung environment. So for example, nagtimpla na ako ng kape or mocha, eto na talaga yung drink ko na magsa-start na ako mag-work. Tapos ganun, meron akong cues for longer sitting, starting ng work. Ganun lang.
Hindi naman na bago sa akin, so lahat naman na-apply ko na rin. What works really best for me is time block. Time block talaga. So being very disciplined sa kalendaryo ko kasi time is money. Time is money right now. So, spending my time really wisely. Tapos, lagi ko pinaprioritize yung mga high-impact tasks. Tapos, anything that I can delegate, i-delegate ko. Minamanage ko lang din yung expectation ko kasi minsan I have this tendency to be a perfectionist. So, anything that I can let go and I can let pass, I will. Kahit na alam ko na mas mataas pa yung expectation ko minsan. So, minsan you have to, sa naman yan, sa delegation na part, not really sa time management na part. So, siguro darating din kayo sa point na sometimes, it's not always about being right. It's about um, letting people make their own mistakes para they can grow, they can learn. So minsan it's not always the thing na you tell them what's right, but you let them find out kung ano yung tama. Sometimes you don't have to take matters in your hand. Parang iba na yung topic ko. Sorry. Iba, parang nasa sidetrack na. Pero
Ate
yun lang
Elmer.
naman. Thank you for attending. And again, the reason why we did this is para hindi lang yung skills yung natututunan natin, but more so we can improve our personal and soft skills because actually that's the reason kaya kayo magtatagal sa isang trabaho or sa isang client. It's more than the skills. It's really the character and your attitude. So that's why we're really encouraging you to also be mindful na hindi lang it's not just about the money that comes in your bank, but also kung ano yung mga soft skills na nalelearn nyo and your maturity level to handle bigger problems. Because the bigger the problems, the higher the rate, of course. So kailangan yung mindset at yung inyong soft skills is up to par with what is expected from the client. So yun lang po. And thank you for attending for today's call. Looking forward to next sessions and I hope you find it valuable.
Next week!